Alright, what's up everyone and welcome to another reaction video, and I am here to take a look at the features and gameplay trailer for The Last of Us Part 1 Rebuilt for PS5. Is that the official title now? They're not calling it a remake, it's Rebuilt for PS5. It's not really I mean, it is a remake, but we're not going to call it that because our gameplay got leaked and people aren't liking what they saw. Yeah, earlier today, I think it was earlier today, maybe like late yesterday, like 6 minutes of gameplay got leaked and people were not very happy with what they saw. A lot of the same animations, a lot of the like graphics that looked improved, but like there was some uglier character models, which I agree actually. I like the older character models more. Sure, they look more realistic now. You know, the test one, they showed that off on their Twitter, the Naughty Dog Twitter. I'm like, yeah, it looks more realistic, but it kind of lost the character in the transition, in my opinion. But yeah, so they said, screw it, here's a 10-minute thing. I don't know why they didn't show this earlier. I feel like they should have showed this like right after revealing it, because it comes out September 2nd, I think. So it's like this is your big, this is like, besides God of War, this is your biggest game for the rest of the year. Like legitimately, anything Last of Us related will be big. Yeah, part 1 Rebuilt for PS5, or just Last of Us, as if you're dirty, or you're a cool guy like me, you just call it Last of Us, The Last of Us, or Last of Us. That's why I say Last of Us. Anyway, let's get to it. Features and gameplay. They got rid of the bar, but I can still see the dislike, so that's not surprising though. Anyway, let's see. Maybe I'll be impressed. We're watching 4K, so 3, 2, 1. I'm not recording in 4K though. Play. All right. Are they gonna talk this, or then just show gameplay? Features. I'm assuming it's gonna be like accessibility stuff.
I'm coming. More than 2 years ago, when we were finishing Last of Us Part 2, and we were working on those flashbacks within that scene for the first game, we got excited with the idea of like, oh man, what if we made The Last of Us Part 1 to look as good, if not better, than what we have done with Last of Us Part 2, which
well, you don't want to make it look better, then
like what we could do from gameplay and a graphical standpoint.
Make it the same.
And felt like if we do that, we could actually come even closer to our original vision of what the first game would have been had we not been constrained by technology.
I feel like people were fine with the vision.
The original creative vision.
Considering we're part 2 with its vision,
I think
maybe
in a lot of ways was larger than what the PlayStation 3 was capable of.
The tech of the PS5, it's like an open box of tools and goodies that we can play from and draw from. The 4K, HDR, improved haptics, 60 frames, help us to reimagine The Last of Us.
Okay, there's more. Wow, they upped the foliage.
The highest fidelity. Not only are the characters more detailed, I mean down to the irises and the pupil depth. You know, you fall into the eyes.
There was something about The Last of Us that was a little bit more stylized, not stylized, but like not so realistic that
all the nuances, all the little
kind of lost
reactions, glances, glares.
I mean, it looks
like
great. I'm not gonna lie.
Almost closer to sort of the original performances.
So no matter what, you stick to me like glue. Like glue. Got it. Good. Yeah. Good.
We are able now to not only just have the highest fidelity characters.
She looks like how she looks in part 2.
But also in gameplay. It's the same character, so now we can do these seamless transitions in and out. Every part
I know it's cool that they got the same actress to play her in the
transitions and emotional scripting.
In the show. Marlene.
Our stories happen in gameplay. On a stick.
You know my mom.
All this stuff is designed
it does look
you
different. That's
in this
world.
world.
Yeah, the faces look good.
Riley, come here. Now you got this. Go.
I mean, it does look really good. I would never say it wouldn't.
One of the things that the PlayStation 5 is really enabling is that we're able to have a density of physics objects in a scene that we could never do before. Like, this has always been the dream, is to have this number of bumpables, chippables, breakables, destructible objects in a scene. It just makes the world feel rich, makes it feel lived in. Materials can have the properties that you'd expect. The turret truck in Pittsburgh, when it's firing,
I would expect that whole thing to
destroy, but get destroyed, but sending objects flying left and right,
seeing things break.
I feel like they could have did more with like the destructive ability there, considering.
And it's giving us a much more
stuff was
dynamic
moving,
range of gameplay to play with. our AI tech has just increased incredibly. What we were building the basis off of was The Last of Us Part 2's AI. And it has sophisticated systems for things like the fundamental knowledge model of how these NPCs perceive and understand what the player is much
I do like that. I like that they flank you. I always love that in Last of Us. I almost wish you didn't have your sense thing that could see through walls and stuff.
It's so much
I mean, I guess you don't need to
rewarding
use it,
coming out of
but
from the other side.
it's just so useful. Yeah. Oh, okay. That doesn't work.
One of the other big AI improvements is the buddies.
Oh,
the buddies.
This is what needed definitely. Dude, Last of Us Part 2's AI was terrible from what I played.
This is where the enemies can see their
Don't say it like it was good. The teammate AI. The fucking enemy AI was great.
So buddies can
Dude, what's her name would just stand there while I was getting my ass killed.
About to round this corner. So in 3 seconds, that corner's
forgot her
gonna be
name.
exposed. So I'd better move now to avoid this enemy seeing.
Dina.
This really lets the buddies make very complex decisions and maintain that feeling of stealth much more believably. Another big enhancement to the gameplay is that we have this technology called motion matching. Motion matching is this technology that's basically using logic that tries to match the desired movement to a bucket of hundreds of animations.
Good stuff there.
A mocap factor has gone in and run this whole gauntlet of movements to get a really full set of all the different ways a person can move.
Right,
and
I get
it's
you.
basically every frame trying to find the best matching animation that fits the path of where the character's going to go. And this motion model just gives this.
I wonder if there's gonna be any
seamless
glitches because it seems
the player's movement is just a lot
like it could fuck up.
It's this really smooth, organic movement through the space.
First, we just had to build that core
I
experience.
like all those
And
mocap
beyond that,
sessions.
we
I would
wanted
love to see more of
add
this.
several features that fans have been asking for.
Okay,
For
cool.
example, we
There wasn't a photo mode?
Along that, we've added a brand new speedrun mode, so players can time themselves. There's a whole community of gamers that just want
Speedrun her
to
death.
see how fast they can play through this game. Beyond that, we added a bunch more.
I've got to pause it. Just the thought that while that scene is happening, I hope that fucking speedrun thing goes away when cutscenes play. But actually, if you're doing a speedrun, you're probably gonna skip all the cutscenes, right? You can, right? All right. When she played this game, like you're just really good at speedruns, and you're just like, I've never played Last of Us. I don't know. I'm gonna speedrun it though. I'm real good at games. And you're just skipping all the cutscenes. You're like, I wonder what happened to his daughter. Whatever.
Of unlockables. So there's all these different outfits for Ellie and Joel that people can unlock. A model viewer mode, so people can really appreciate the details. We added award-winning accessibility.
Joel with that
features.
smile, look like a meme.
Every single accessibility option that we offer, that's a barrier.
That's cool.
removed
That's
for
awesome.
someone.
As she surveys the apartment, her eyes wander to Joel. She steps past the couch. He wears the wristwatch Sarah gifted him, which now has a cracked face.
To my knowledge, this is the first PlayStation game that has audio description
the veins
built
on his
into
arm?
the game, built into the cinematics.
Now it's nighttime. Joel stirs in his sleep.
And that's really the way we've tried to push the frontier of accessibility on this game.
Fix this game? Is that what he said? He did say that, right?
And that's really the way we've tried to push the frontier of accessibility on this game.
Oh, fix it. Oh, okay. Flexibility. I thought you said to fix this game. I was like, what? Alright. I'm glad I went back.
So much of the identity of the
Wait,
Last
hold
of
on. Go back. I just want to see that shot again.
So much of the identity of The Last of Us is the world.
Just want to look at more details.
We revamped completely the art direction. You know, everything from these expansive vistas that not only are they beautiful, but you feel the environments. You feel the environments in a much more visceral way. The rooftops overlooking the Capitol building, for example. Like
the DualSense will be fun. I will like that.
And you just you feel that.
Like, I actually don't mind any of the other character models so far.
And then
Tessa's really bothers me for some reason.
Down in the
I don't know.
tunnels,
It just doesn't look like her anymore. Like everybody else, like I could see it. Tessa, I don't.
Tunnel feel,
I don't know.
that
I just
humidity,
don't.
you can actually feel it. All these environments.
We're gonna
are
come
just
over to my house and like
completely
blow hot
reimagined.
air at me. Okay.
Now we got our engine on the PS5.
I lost some of its
haptics, the 3D audio, the
spookiness
fast
there a little
loading.
bit.
It really creates a much more
Thought that was funny
immersive
when he
and
puts
because
the
of that,
guns in
much
his
more
head.
emotional experience.
One of the things I absolutely love with the 3D audio in The Last of Us Part 1 is being able to hear an enemy before they
All
sneak up on you.
spores. That looks good.
And trying to do a stalker fight
Yeah, that'd
with
be
the
cool.
3D audio is
Yeah,
just
the
so
3D
much
audio is
fun.
gonna be nuts. I still have
You're
that
hearing them
headset.
skitter around in a different room, and you're hearing them trying to get it behind you.
Hey!
Having that two-part reaction of like hearing, turning, seeing, reacting, it's just really heightens that sense of just being grounded. You are in this character. You are in this world.
Grounded, I get it. That's the difficulty. Get off of me.
With the PlayStation 5, the amount of control.
I love the bow and arrow. One of the best bow and arrows in any game ever.
It's really, really cool.
Love it.
All the guns in the game have a variable amount of resistance on the triggers when you aim them. The way it works with the bow is that at the very beginning, when they're starting to draw the bow,
right, and they like start shaking a bit.
And then as the bow gets tauter and tauter, the amount of resistance is increasing. And then when you release the bow, you're also getting that resistance going out of the trigger.
Yeah. I want to say I want to say Horizon had the same thing, or a game I played had the same thing with the bow.
You are aiming and firing the shotgun, you're going to get a haptic vibration on the
Yes.
shot. And then
Love that.
I think
Call of
is
Duty
one
had
the ways
that too.
really
Black Ops,
advances things
Cold War.
Is you're going to get a haptic vibration on the pump of the shotgun. And what's much more sophisticated about that on the DualSense is that in effect has a little like speaker in it, and it's playing an audio file that comes through in the vibrations, and those two beats is what you're going to feel on the controller.
Oh, okay.
This looks like a good spot.
Okay, that sounds
This also
fun.
ties in to the new workbench
Oh,
animations.
they put the
So if you're
workbench
seeing
from
Joel taking apart a gun.
yeah, they put it
or
from
screwing
part 2.
something in, or putting a new stock on a gun.
'Cause,
that moment where he's like jamming that on.
Because part 2 had way more detailed.
We have, haptics.
Right?
all
I haven't
across
played
the
Last of
board.
Us
They're
1 in a
all the
while,
moments
so.
you kind of expect for clambering, jumping, landing, meleeing, getting meleeed, like all those kind of high intensity moments we have.
Yeah.
represented in haptics.
There you go. Love that one.
What I personally absolutely adore is the way we can enhance the really like quiet, subtle moments of gameplay. So it's like when Joel goes in to pet the giraffe.
Don't spoil this.
getting
Come
that
on.
little light touch on the haptics as
Oh,
he's
that's
petting
cool.
the giraffe.
I'm being pet.
To me, that's the essence of The Last of Us.
Joel's
It's
touching
the high
me.
tension moments, it's the low tension moments, it's all of it.
That's a good looking
feeling
giraffe.
Grounded. It's you're feeling immersed in this world.
a good looking
all
game.
about bringing you along with that story in as many ways as we can, and that's what the new technology on the PlayStation
And they
5
did
is
say
allowing.
before that they were using the same animations, so it wasn't like they were lying about that. They did say that before. I'm pretty sure Neil Druckmann said that during that Key
There's
3
something
show.
special about that core experience.
Oh, here he is. I said his
playing
name
as
and he
Joel
showed
Ellie
up.
on this journey, and to take that experience and really honor it and keep the authenticity of it.
I wonder if they're gonna add
But
anything to
elevate
it.
in every way possible, whether it's pipeline, whether it's art direction,
I
whether it's
just had a
technology,
thought.
everything that allows us to make that experience better. Not different, extremely better.
Extremely
That's why,
better.
to me, this is the definitive way to play The Last of Us.
That's why it's worth $70. I think they are gonna add some stuff. I just had a thought in my brain. Also, do PC. That's probably could be next year or so. Sorry, someone was yelling for me. What was I saying? Oh, I just had a thought. What was it? Oh, the thing they'll add. Maybe I shouldn't spoil it. I already kind of spoiled some stuff. Yeah, I will. There's a certain character in part 2. And I'm not going to talk about the character itself. I'm just going to say there's a certain character's father in part 2 that ties into part 1. I have a feeling they're going to do stuff with that. I wouldn't even be surprised if that is like early, like they show early, like stuff earlier in the game to tie in as a surprise. Like, oh, there you go. And honestly, I hope they don't do that. Like, I never finished part 2, so I don't really have any opinions really. Whatever I was saying about part 2, I'm just talking about because there's a lot of people that don't like that game. So, gameplay wise, that game was great from what I played. I need to go back and play it, but maybe after part 1 again, I'll do it. But anyway, we'll see. Because they did. I was kind of waiting for that PS5 update whenever they announced it. Because I played like 9 hours of it, and I was like, that was good. I'll stop here. And then there was rumors about them announcing one, and then it happened. So. And I got that OLED now. It'll probably look nice. It's gonna be a good showpiece at least. I don't know. It looks better. Just on but I just don't. I don't like the art style as much. I don't. Like I like that it was a little bit more stylized, just a little bit. You know, it looked great, but it was still like working on a PS3. So I don't know. But I want to see the comments actually. I would like to see the comments. It definitely looks better, but the price tag is pretty high. Yeah, that's my problem. They didn't include the gameplay elements within combat as they had in. I feel like there would have been Oh yeah. Like you going prone and stuff. I guess it makes sense that Joel wouldn't be able to do that. Even though, I mean, he goes through so much shit. Like he's not that old where he can't go fucking prone. He could do all this other shit, bash people through fucking windows and like survive horrible things. So no, that's not even a good excuse. I don't know. Yeah, they didn't say like they bring that back. It looks like the customization though is a little bit more like part 2 because that was like really detailed, but I can't remember exactly what it looked like. I know there was a workbench and you're like moving stuff, but that one looked like a little bit more detailed with the animations is more. I mean, I wonder if they're gonna add anything though. He said they're not making it different, but I don't believe him honestly. Like I'm sure someone already commented that, but I really don't believe him at this point. They also, in the trailers for part 2, made it look like Joel was in the game way more. So, I get that. They didn't want to get it spoiled. That's why they're kind of lying to you. But it's still, like, kind of shitty. Anyway, especially since they lied to you because they put him in a scene that he's not in. So, anyway, that's it. That's The Last of Us Part 1, rebuilt for PS5, features and gameplay trailer. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye!